Good evening and welcome to the Fate of Drachenheim. This is the Dungeon Dudes weekly D&D 5th edition live stream campaign. My name is Monty Martin, running our game as Dungeon Master.
And I'm Kelly McLaughlin, playing Wilhelm von Kessel, the human swashbuckler rogue. And we're joined today by our good friends.
Jill Donitis, playing Veosenia, the Tabaxi Gloomstalker Ranger Rogue.
And Joe O'Gorman, playing Pluto Jackson, the human battlemaster.
Thank you for joining us once again. If you're just tuning in for the very first time, welcome. We're the Dungeon Dudes. Kelly and I post new videos every other Tuesday and every Thursday on our YouTube channel where we cover everything D&D, including advice for players and guides for GMs. So check us out at youtube.com/dungeondudes.
You can also join us on Tuesday nights when we record the campaign live on Twitch. You can check us out from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/dungeon_dudes. You can also watch the video episodes of the show when they go up on YouTube on the following Friday, and you could check us out as an audio-only podcast as well. Keep in mind, though, that we are going to be taking a couple weeks off. Monty and I are going to Gen Con. And Joe and Jill are going on vacation. Not together, but separate vacations.
We might call. I'll call you.
So yeah, we're gonna be busy for a couple weeks. And if you are going to Gen Con, let Monty and I know through our social media. We are trying to gauge if there's interest in Monty and I setting up a meet and greet of some sorts. So if you do hope to meet us at Gen Con, please let us know on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook on one of our Gen Con posts. And we're going to kind of see if it's worth it for us to put something together and, meet some of y'all.
Indeed. So we will be returning to the live stream on August 16th. So we'll be taking next week and the week off, the week after that off. And incidentally, that is actually the day after our next Kickstarter project launches.
Woo.
So, Sebastian Crow's Guide to Drakkenheim is going to be launching on Kickstarter on August 15th. It will be lasting until mid-September, and this is our new source book, which is an amazing companion with all new playable classes, a brand new playable class, new subclasses for every class, and a complete guide to the wider world of Drachenheim. So it is complimentary but not required to have Dungeons of Drachenheim. So you don't need both books. They work together separately. We've been working very hard on this new follow-up book. Sebastian Crow has a lot of interesting quips all throughout it. But stay tuned for the news on that. We've got so much planned to share with you over the coming weeks for Sebastian Crow's Guide to Drachenheim when that goes live. But you can find that now if you follow us on Kickstarter or follow us on any social media. You can find the links to be notified immediately when the campaign goes live as well. With that, though, let us return to Drachenheim.
Drachenheim is no more. The devastation which fell upon that accursed place left a kingdom in ruin. Now, horrors lurking in the haze grow ever more great and terrible, while simmering tensions between rival factions boil over into outright war. The power of monarchs, mages, and priests hangs in the balance. 6 unlikely heroes join forces to confront the coming chaos. They shall decide, once and for all, the fate of Drackenheim.
Welcome back to the Fate of Drachenheim. When last we left our heroes, they were staging a great negotiation with the leaders of the Silver Order and the Faith of the Falling Fire in Schroeder Manor outside the town of Altbrook in Westamar. Here, the future King Wilhelm von Kessel, as well as Veosenia, the Lord Commander, and Pluto Jackson, Prince of Caspia, met with the High Paladin of the Silver Order, Uriel Radley, along with the High Flamekeeper, Ophelia Reed, and other representatives of Illyria, to negotiate a peace treaty for the encroaching Illyrian forces. After a series of dinners and deliberations, our heroes and their interlocutors came to a bit of an impasse. While there is agreement that the two forces will work together to destroy the delirium in Drakkenheim once and for all, several finer points of negotiation were hotly debated, namely the fate of the relics of Saint Vitruvio and whether those should be left in the hands of Pluto Jackson or turned over to the Silver Order, and the fate of Sebastian Crow, who the Silver Order has called for his execution for the slaying of several Silver Order knights. Of course, the Silver Order themselves willing to overlook the participation of Veo Senya and Pluto Jackson in that event. but nonetheless, But nonetheless, in addition, the Silver Order and the Illyrians made several wild demands of both the future of the Amethyst Academy and the Edicts of Lumen, and thus, while those points have not been settled on, there have been some agreements, some disagreements, and as a result of this, the High Paladin of the Silver Order, Uriel Radley, has challenged Pluto Jackson to a duel. Now, in the lands of the continent, there are three widely recognized styles of duel. The classic Illyrian duel, which is a weapons-only, no spells, one-on-one duel, often regarded as being an excellent way for paladins to slay mages. The Westamar duel, which is a no-hold-bards contest between two combatants, and the Caspian duel, which rather than pitting one combatant against each other, pits the combatants to slay the greatest monster they can find, and then have those compared against one another. Thus, now the terms of the duel must be set. As the fires in the hearth of Schroeder Manor crackle, and the last smells of the meal cooked by Chud Hopkins begin to dissipate, the tension in the room begins to rise. The great hall with its tables laid out, as Uriel Radley crosses his arms, the lanky paladin shifting his weight in his armor, and almost flexing his hands, imagining the weight of his hammer being held in it once more. He speaks. "All right, then. Well, if it's gonna come to a duel between us, Caspian duel, I reckon I can do that. We're gonna have to set some terms, though, on the duel. First, who will be the observers for each side?" So, as you would know, Pluto Jackson, it is customary for each side to choose an observer to go with the other party to ensure compliance in the duel. But also to have, generally in a Caspian duel, the protocol is for both sides to have observers from both sides. So usually there's 2 observers for each group. Uriel Radley continues. "We'll also have to set a panel to decide who has come back with the better trophy, and decide the start time, the scope, and of course, the party size." What do you say?
Well, that sounds mighty fine, Uriel. I believe that we have a handful of observers with us, and based on our background with Ophelia Reed, maybe she could be a excellent observer for Team Jackson. While maybe we could send a high-ranking. We could send like Petra. Who?
Maybe Petra.
Petra, Ansem, even
and-
Elias, maybe.
Yeah,
I would
maybe
even
Petra.
say Caspians take their duels very seriously and be very neutral in choosing the winner. That could be something that we could consider as the judges because, well, it is a Caspian duel. And they
Yeah.
won't hold any specific favor with Pluto because if he doesn't kill the biggest monster, then they're not going to give him that credit. That's just the way, Caspians are.
Very well, Dan. I think that could be arranged. So, Uriel Radley turns to Ophelia Reed. You're good to follow these ones and then watch that they play by all the rules. And Ophelia Reed nods. And so, then for themselves, he turns to he turns to a few of one of the other flame keepers that has followed with them, who will be the observer for their side. And then you'll be sending Petra as one of your observers.
Yeah, we could even if we did a balance, we could do Elias with us and Petra and another one of the flame keepers, or like Gloria Hadfield with them. Although we want to maybe make sure that we have our teams selected as well, Uriel. I believe that I've always worked solo up until my landing in Drachenheim. And by solo, I mean I went from 101 to 1. But then I found 2 great comrades, and I found we worked really well together. So what say you to the party size of 3?
Very well. Party size of 3 is most agreeable to me. Now, where will be the range, then? As is customary for a Caspian duel, it is protocol for us both to seek out a monster in the same region. Where would you like to hunt?
Well, why not get started? I say we find a creature within the walls of the city of Drakkenheim.
You sure about that? I will
You
need
can't-
permission from me and my party to travel to that city.
You need permission from...
You have it, Uriel.
Oh, yeah.
Very
you can
well.
ask. He's right there.
Right then. We'll travel to Drakkenheim together. Once we arrive, how many days will the hunt be given?
I believe 5 days would be appropriate.
Alrighty.
We will meet in Emberwood Village, and then the clock will start. You will find your way into the city. You will seek out a terrible monster, and we will slay it, and we will bring it back to the we can bring it back to Sebastian Crow's father's establishment. He has an amazing he's an amazing blacksmith, and I'm sure he would find ways to make great trophies out of these.
Now,
Terrific beasts.
I reckon that having the father of one of the people involved in this little disagreement is not necessarily a neutral jury member.
No, not as a jury member, just as a as much as I appreciate Illyrian blacksmiths, I think you would be most taken by some of his great work. And he was, I've seen him do great things without delirium. And so I think you can appreciate that.
Very well, then. Very well. And you would like to have one of your Caspian relatives act as our jury?
I mean, if I had to decide, there's no one more critical of my monster slaying than my father.
No. We ain't having any of your relatives like that. That's not impartial in my books. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I welcome a strongly favored Illyrian panel, because once you see the things we dealt with, I think you're in for a surprise. And I think that even the most seasoned Caspians and the townsfolk, they won't be as impressed as you would for the things that we've dealt with, because they see it every day.
All right then. Well then, as far as I'm concerned, we best write to representative of House Joplin to send an envoy to act as our judge and jury.
Those guys. Fine. But
Very
we
well,
also we also request stalling for time.
Now, the observers will also form the rest of the panel, of course.
Oh, okay. Then that seems appropriate.
So for observers, we will take Ophelia Reed with us, and I think Elias Drexel will operate as our own personal observer, and then we will send Petra Lang with you. And who from your side is going to operate as an observer?
I will have Cassandra. I will have Gloria Hackfield act as one of our observers, and I will be calling for my own party then of warriors.
Very well.
And there's a moment where Gloria Hackfield speaks up and says, "But Master Paladin, I thought I would be fighting alongside you. Like, we can't have all of us risking our lives on this fool journey. You're already be coming into the field, but if something were to happen to me, we're gonna need someone held back."
Smart, Uriel. Smart. Because, we've been in there killing demons. Killed the demon.
So then
to get this.
So then the panel will consist of then a representative from House Joplin, TBA, Petra, Elias Drexel, Gloria Hackfield, and Ophelia Reed, with the aforementioned pairs acting as observers. By the terms of the duel, the observers are not allowed to participate, but the observers' lives are under the protection of their respective parties. If anything happens to the observers over the course of the duel, that is considered a forfeit on the part of the duelists.
Okay.
Noted.
Petra, is this okay? Do you wish to venture once more into the city?
I'll be fine.
Yeah, we're gonna kill something big.
We got this, Pluto.
I hope you two have ideas.
Well, there's plenty of monsters at Drachenheim.
Now, Your Majesty, I think that we have little else to discuss until this matter is settled.
I agree. I think that we will need to address many of the gracious offers that you have made here today. There are some that I think are superb, and there are some that I am wary of. And I do want to say, High Paladin, before we depart, I do want to be clear on a few points regarding the demands that have been placed forward. Firstly, I want to express how extremely grateful to even have representatives of the Sacred Flame and the Silver Order coming to the table today to discuss peace between Westamar and Illyria. But I do kindly and in good faith recommend that as we venture out for this duel, I hope that in the future you do not mistake my lack of experience as a king for naivety. And I mean no offense by that, but while we're discussing matters of political importance, I want to point out that we have come to the table today as an heir of the throne of Westamar, along with the Lord Commander of the Hooded Lanterns, the military of Westamar, and a prince of an allied house of Caspia. Yet I would like to point out that the representatives from Illyria, I see no political figure from the table of Illyria here today. There is a Flame Keeper of the Sacred Flame, a Knight Captain, and a High Paladin of the Silver Order, which is a military branch of the Sacred Flame. So I beg the question on why Polonius Reed, Lord Regent of Illyria, would be absent for matters that involve representing his nation. Unless, for some reason, we should agree that the Lord Regent is in fact not who speaks for Illyria, but that the Church of the Sacred Flame does. And if the Sacred Flame is to be considered an international entity, I would be careful about how that representation is painted when 3 people of the Church come to a political meeting between 2 nations.
Now, I understand your concerns, Your Majesty, but I want you to. But perhaps it is just a matter of your naivety of the political organizations of your neighboring nations, which is absolutely forgivable. I mean, you are not one who is involved in the affairs of our state and of the nation of Illyria and of the organization of our faith. But you must know, of course, that things in Illyria have had several reorganizations of late, in particular since the assassination about 20 years ago of Divine Matriarch Courage IX. Since that time, the office of the Lord Commander of Illyria and the position of High Paladin of the Silver Order have been one and the same. So I am indeed coming to you as a representative of the military of Illyria, for it is under my command.
So we are in agreement then that the Sacred Flame and Illyria are inseparable.
Of course they are. That's always how it has been and how it will be. Illyria is a faithful nation. That is how it has been since the formation of this nation, and that is how our people have been since it began. We are all faithful supplicants to the flame, as it should be, for the sacred flame stands above all in its importance in the lives of our continents, and that is precisely the way that it should be. There is no higher power nor any higher calling than that of the sacred flame and its divine purpose, and it is simply natural that all of our nations should be as one before the flame. Now, it is, of course, for each nation to decide their own fates and their own destinies, but it is not your position to you are the king of Westamar, and Illyria is currently a nation without a king or queen or ruling family, but one handled by the Lord Regent. And in managing the affairs of Illyria, our cabinet has made the best of our situation. So, what am I to say? If you want to make some agreement with Illyria, you want to make an agreement with Illyria, it's not just the Lord Regent that you're going to have to deal with. It's all of us on the cabinet, because the cabinet is the ones that speak for Illyria. So I come to you speaking for the military of Illyria, and I believe that was an appropriate thing for me to come and speak to you. I acknowledge your authority as the heir to the throne of your kingdom, and that I do not have anywhere near the same rank as you, but I do command the military of Illyria, just as I do command the Silver Order. You might have objections to the way we do things in Illyria, but we have objections to the way that you've been doing things in Westamar too. And maybe we can sort those things out and come to eye on a few things.
I hope so, Uriel. It just leaves me wary of allowing the sacred flame to gain prominence in Westamar more so than it has, if what that actually means is that Illyria itself is seizing control through political gain in our nations. The separation of church and state is important. And I do believe, and I make no arrangements.
Beg pardon, Your Majesty. The separation of church and state is important to you in Westamar, but it is of little importance to the people of Illyria.
Duly noted, and I will take that into consideration when looking at your offers, and I will decide how I'm going to respond to them based on the ideals of Illyria and whether or not they match the ideals of us in Westamar. And I hope that our agreeance on the destruction of Delirium is enough for us to make friends. But it's going to be a very careful road that we will tread on making sure that Westamar remains an independent nation who has its own people speaking for it. And I hope to represent those people as best I can. So there is a lot to think about, Uriel.
Now, of course, Illyria is Illyria, and Westamar is Westamar, but we are joined as one people by our faith in the sacred flame. And the sacred flame sits above the crown of any nation. That is the way it's been. That's the way it will continue to be. For the divine power of the sacred flame cannot be denied.
I hear you, Uriel Radley, and respectfully, I'm going to take all of that into consideration as we move forward. As far as I'm concerned, this meeting is adjourned and we have a duel to get to.
Very well. We will meet you in... And so I am to say that me and my retinue will have safe passage through to here to the walls of Drakkenheim, and we will not be assaulted or attacked by the forces of the Hooded Lanterns or the militaries of Caspia or Westamar.
I will see to it. Pluto Veo, do we have means of seeing to it? Can we send a messenger?
Maybe we need to travel together because we do have some vigilantes who take great disdain at your presence, and I do not want you to mistake their lack of hospitality to interfere in the duel. We do not have control over them.
I understand that you can barely control the safety of the roads of your nation. These are the plats that you find yourselves in. Very well. We will travel together with the safety. Will you permit me to travel with a personal guard of at least 50 of my knights?
How many hooded lanterns do we have? We can match that, right? Like, we'll have more hooded lanterns than... Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Agreed.
We got Caspians too.
Sarah, can we share up your numbers? Can we get a head count?
During the last Drexel, I'm like, yes.
And he's like, oh.
That sounds agreeable, Uriel.
Very well. I will command the forces of Illyria to stand down and make camp until our matters are settled.
It would
Very
be
well.
Good for you to see what we're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly.
First-hand experience.
Yeah. Get a little dirt on those shiny shoes.
Yeah.
Well, if there's nothing else, representatives of the Sacred Flame and of the Silver Order, I would like to call this...
I do have one question, though, actually.
Yes.
Is your intent to make our way back to Drachenheim by foot?
By
You have
horse.
a faster way.
Well, I mean, as the Griffin flies, we could make that journey in a much shorter time. I could certainly offer up a bit of a ride to you and your immediate retinue if you wanted to do it that way.
And make the soldiers walk?
If you want to get this matter settled a little bit faster, we could just go with our immediate parties. I could see to it that you are given some mounts for the journey, if you would prefer that.
As long as none of us fall off them or put in any danger. Same as you. You know, we're asking just a second ago. We want to make sure we make it to Drakkenheim in full.
I am a man of honor, and I will honor the terms that we have agreed to, in spirit and in letter.
All right.
All right. Then I suppose we trust you,
Yeah.
Uriel.
Very well. I trust you too. Shall we make preparations and set out at first light?
That sounds agreeable.
Yeah, if we can't have a proper duel, then what are we doing here?
Alrighty. Well, with that, I will retire for the evening. See you at first light. I will prepare some griffins for you to take the rest of the way, and we will make our flight for Drakkenheim.
I hope you have a pleasant sleep.
You too.
You need your energy.
With that, the procession leaves, and people slowly file out as Chud Hopkins begins collecting the remnants of the meal, muttering something about making these leftovers will make an excellent pot pie.
Chud, I would like to be the first one to test your pot pie because I have to make sure it's acceptable for everybody. So maybe like midnight snack. Thank you.
He also starts mumbling about boiling the bones down into some kind of stew or a good stock.
This is why
Oh,
we have him.
Chud.
He knows the things.
He gets it.
Okay. Well, with that, with those agreements in place, are there anything, is there anything you would like to do with the rest of your evening, or just settle
I think
down
we
for now?
should probably discuss what monster we're going after.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Need to plan the things.
So we meet in an upstairs. I'm pretty sure there was a lovely sitting room upstairs, or maybe that's on this floor. But there's a lovely sitting room that I think the three of us will meet in with some hooded lanterns posted outside to make sure no Illyrians are eavesdropping.
Mm-hmm.
Well, rule number 1, we always need to have a plan of attack. So I think it's important that we detail, I'm not very familiar with Drachenheim. I had a list of 5 monsters that I was going to express were possibilities for us, although all of them are terribly vicious dragons that live on the continent, and probably in our best interest not to try to go after them now because they're not in Drakkenheim, and it might have been suicide anyway. So what ideas do we have besides the 5 legendary dragons of the continent? What monsters are there in Drakkenheim? You two would know more than me. Veo, do you have anything?
Well, I mean, the one I can think of is really Slaughterstone Square and the Executioner. That's probably the scariest monster that we have in Drakkenheim, but we haven't really had a ton of success going against it. So that could be kind of a suicide mission.
There is also a rumor that possibly the throne could gain us control of the Executioner. Now, with the delirium contamination that I'm sure it's encountered, I don't quite know where we stand on that, but I had visited Drakkenheim several times years ago before all that, and I had witnessed the Executioner when it worked for the city, and they deemed it unkillable. Now, I know that many things have been deemed unkillable. I know several Caspians who have been deemed unkillable who died horribly in battles, so it's a thing, but do we have any other options?
There's one.
There's one.
There's one. I know what we must kill. Veo. There is a creature. A wingless dragon. It defeated us once. I surrendered to it. And the thought of my failure haunts my very dreams. But it would make a great prize for this duel.
You really want to go after her?
Can you think of anything? Can you think of anything else? It's a terrible monster. We know where it is, and I want my revenge. Those three things.
A wingless dragon, you say?
Terrifying.
I mean, I know of the many dragons and their great names. Volmengoth, Amarodial, Glaciadral. What name does this mighty creature go by?
This is the one the sages call Big Linda.
I didn't mean to burst out there.
You laugh now, Wilhelm, but this creature will strike fear into the hearts of lesser men. It is up to us to defeat it. It is one of the Queen's nasty pets.
The only reason I'm alive, Wilhelm, is because Pluto had to surrender to it. So I owe him my life.
Well, if
without that, Big Linda would have taken a big chomp out of us.
If Pluto Jackson, the great monster slayer of Caspia, was defeated by this
yeah, I kind of loosely use the term defeated.
No, you surrendered to this monster, Big Linda.
To save my comrades' lives and the life of myself. There was no other option, and we were promptly captured. We were taken prisoner by the Queen, and it really was a setback. But this creature lives, and not many creatures can say that have gone up against me, and it's time to fix that problem.
Why do you think we have a chance now as opposed to when you first faced this creature? You two and Sebastian faced it and lost.
Preparation.
Yes.
We didn't know what we were getting into.
Rule 39, know your enemy.
Yeah, so one of the rules, right?
Always finish what you start, which does apply here.
That actually was pretty good.
That's what he meant.
All right.
Yep.
All right, Pluto.
And we need to finish what we start. Rule 39.
Yes. And we know what we're getting into this time. There's no way we could be blindsided by anything.
Yeah, I don't even think she's that big, to be honest. It's all in the name. Like,
yeah.
I think we.
That is a worthy consideration. Says Elias Drexel. You need to go after the biggest thing in Drakkenheim. Are you certain that is the biggest thing? Our scouts have told us that Big Linda does still wander the streets and is significantly larger than the last time we spotted it. But Drachenheim is not without its dragons. We could destroy Minas Tirith.
Again, doesn't Minas Tirith respond to the crown and the throne? And isn't there a chance to use that against our enemies once we claim the throne? Just asking. I don't know quite how all that works with the current state of Drakkenheim.
It's true. But Uriel Radley might know that as well, and Uriel Radley might choose Minas Tirith to deny us that asset in the future.
I was just gonna say my father. It's the one in the castle, right?
Yes.
I mean, I no cheating this time. We got to do this straight. But I'm just saying, my father's there, and he could have some control over something in Drakkenheim. So
The executioner, Big Linda, or this Menazarand. The Menazarand would, I mean, if Big Linda got bigger, I don't know quite how big a wingless dragon is. It seems the difference would be one has wings and one doesn't. Uriel Radley would be foolish to take on the executioner, I believe. I mean,
we also might be losing this either way. If he kills the dragon and we kill Big Linda, well, we still won't have the dragon.
We also don't know how big those worms get in the crater.
And there was also the there might be something that Lucretia Matthias might be unleashing. We have not been there for some time. The last time I believe she was assaulting one of the cathedrals. And there were some pretty gnarly monsters.
Could she already have access to Argonath?
No. From what I understand, she would require the relics of Saint Vitruvio to actually resurrect the dragon.
Okay.
Rule number 32, the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. And rather than betting on Lucretia Matthias's mystery creatures, I think it is best that we stick to what we know is there. Now, Elias, you say that Big Linda has notably gotten bigger. Pluto Jackson referred to it as a wingless dragon. The terms of a Caspian duel is whoever kills the bigger monster, whether the monster flies or not, does not matter as much as the size. And by all accounts, fighting a creature on the ground is more beneficial for us than fighting something in the sky. So,
is it bigger on size, or is it more difficulty if it's physically smaller but it's tougher? Does that come into this at all?
The terms of ours is the more impressive trophy.
Okay.
And
and that will be decided by the jury.
We really got to do it for the jury. Really got to show off.
And we know our audience at least. So, what would Joplin be impressed by? Pluto, you know them best.
Another thing to consider, Pluto, you two were at the Castle Draken recently. You mentioned a demon infestation.
Yep.
As far as I know, and from reports that I've heard, the courtyards are filled with undead and horrible monsters. The dragon is quite the force. Are there any other flying creatures? We know that Uriel Radley has his griffins, but my understanding is even trying to fly to the castle has its difficulties. So
we did that, didn't we?
Oh well,
Sebastian,
if you did that, then
Eagle?
Uriel should have no problem. Actually, if you three can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we have time. We have until Emberwood Village. Maybe during the the trek we can start to understand if they've started to decide who we do have an edge here. We know the city well. We have one of the best guides of the city, and we should use any of these advantages that we have to really nail down, because this is the fate of Sebastian Crow, of the Great Deal. A lot rides on this.
Now,
We do need to win, but I also don't want to sentence us to death.
I have a question, Pluto.
Yeah.
I've wondered this for a long time. The terms of the Caspian duel say the winner is whoever brings back the bigger trophy. Can you bring back more than one trophy?
Is it
There
a
are-
singular monster?
There are times when a shish kebab style trophy has been made.
What happens under the rules if you do bring back more than one trophy?
I mean, it would really come back to the Joplins and their interpretation of it. But most Caspians begin to, we have this great. There's there's a great story of a duel that took place, and someone tried to just bring in 10,000 pigeons, and they just put them all into a big sack, and no one was
Did it
really
work?
super impressed, although it was a hefty bag of pigeons. There's a lot of work. Yeah, Veo, I'm sorry I had to bring it up, but yeah, there was
It's fine. I
and so
understand.
in that moment, although not against the rules, the true weight of the prize does tend to fall on the greatest the greatest monster. Although any secondary monsters, especially those in the immediate area, are absolutely considered. But yeah, you really don't want to try to skirt those rules. You don't want to be 10,000 pigeon Larry. Like it's a shameful act.
Larry.
Yeah,
So what
he
you're
was
saying
an
is there's a
outsider. He was an
balance.
outsider, and yeah, he thought he could swindle us.
Very well. Well,
How it goes. Bag of 10,000 pigeons. Like, yeah.
We're not doing 10,000 pigeons.
No, we're not doing it.
But if we
Alright.
did 10,000 delirium dregs,
And even then, it the impressiveness is on the there's a scale, and it becomes less, because once you figure out how to kill like 50 dredges, everyone's like that. You just you just kind of work through. You get like nets, and you get like a big old like machine with a lot of fire, and yeah, you just work through. They just rinse and repeat. But like the one big monster, that's where you see the highlight of the skill and the perseverance. And what we're really measuring is, the capacity to reach outside your limits and go big and beyond, and really truly just kill a big monster.
very well.
I suppose the only reason why I asked is that we do have 5 days. 5 days should be more than enough time, given our experience in the ruins, your experience in the ruins, to hunt down a few creatures and perhaps decide which of the biggest ones you could bring back as your trophy.
Totally great idea.
There's no reason why we couldn't have some of our own scouts just watch from afar to find out where Uriel Radley is going and what he might be going after.
Idea.
Yeah, we might find out Big Linda is not big enough.
Technically, sharing information is in no way against any rules established by this duel. We're all going to be in Drakkenheim, and with scouts everywhere, that's our territory. That's the Hooded Lanterns area. Them knowing where Uriel Radley happens to be in the city is not against any rules established by Caspian duels. So, yes, because it is vitally important that we win this duel, and I am a man of honor, I do not wish to cheat. But if we know where in the city Uriel is, we might have an idea on what he is going after, which means that all we need to do is not put ourselves in the line of danger by going up against the absolutely most terrifying monster in Drakkenheim, but just something bigger than what Uriel Radley is going after.
Yes. Yes. There are things in Drachenheim that are nightmarish. But
Yeah,
I
there's
think
these flowers. There's these flowers in the garden, and they were awful. They were just the worst.
Are they giant
they-
flowers? Are we going to kill flowers?
Doesn't matter. It was, yeah, they were very, misleading.
yes. But as long as we choose something, like you said, that's bigger than what the other party's doing, I think we can save Sebastian.
I agree.
All right. We shall call this duel Operation Save Sebastian Crow.
Don't tell him that, though.
Yeah, he doesn't need to have that on his.
No, from my brief interaction with him, that will go right to his head and he won't stop talking about it for probably a while.
He'd almost probably be happy.
Yeah, we can tell
Someone
him
thinks he's-
long after it's all over.
All right then. With that, with your plan in place, you can settle down for the night, and make any other preparations. If there's anything else that you want, like potions or scrolls or other consumable items, you better stock up on those now. So if there's anything that you need, let Elias Drexel says, better make sure that we arrange that now.
I
do you
have a
any-
potion of invulnerability currently, and 4 superior healing potions.
I only have one greater healing potion.
And some ointment.
And I have restorative ointment with one option left. So I don't have a lot of healing.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe we should get some healing potions. Veo and I both have rings of spell storing. Do you have a ring, Wilhelm?
No, I do have the shiny new armor and this cloak that allows me to fly as long as we are in darkness.
Cool.
I have 5 shields on my ring currently. Yeah, it's handy. I mean, are there any other potions that would help us taking them? Like,
We're gonna have to. We don't have too much in our stockpiles right now, but we do have healing potions at the very least. I can make sure that you're provided each with. You can each roll a d6, and that's how many potions of greater healing you have.
5.
5.
oh, gotta get my dice. Sorry, forgot them. Silly Jill.
All right.
2.
2, and so in total they can give you 12 potions of greater healing, and in addition to that, 3 potions of superior healing. So you can divide those up however you see fit, based on what you want to do from there.
Sorry, it was greater healing for the 12?
Yeah, 12 total amongst the group of you, and then 3 superior.
Cool. Jill, you already had 3 superior. Yours 4
Yeah, and I
had
superior.
2.
So
I'm just gonna take
Okay.
a few, like 3 greater healing, and then the rest are yours. If that's okay.
I'll take one of the superior, and then Kelly, do you want the other 2? Well,
yeah, sure.
you can have them.
And I will take. I'll take 4 of the greater and 2 superior.
I'll take 4 of the greater.
I think that leaves.
That still leaves 4 of the greater for you, Veo. Is that okay?
Well,
you
I
want
was
more?
gonna say I was gonna take 3, but if you
Take 4.
want me to take 4, I can take 4,
Take 4.
and I can always use them on you guys.
Exactly.
Okay.
Can I want to attempt in an interesting way. So I fought Big Linda. Okay. I want to see if I remember any of her big moves. So the feat Know Your Enemy. If I spend 1 minute observing or interacting with a creature outside of combat, I can learn about it. Things like strength and armor class and current HP. What can I remember? What can I recall about some of Big Linda's big
attributes?
hits.
Okay, you can go and I can only tell you what you remember from the last time you saw Big Linda, but you can ask me anything on that Know Your Enemy list.
Okay. So compared to myself, armor class of 20, is it greater or lesser?
At the time that you fought Big Linda, lesser.
Oh no.
That caveat is super scary.
Yeah, she got a lot bigger since you last saw her, so we don't know.
And I guess hit points. I'm rocking 120.
Even at the time, Big Linda had more hit points than you. Yeah.
Cool. Greater. So I'm trying to remember like what she did to us. She's awful. She bites and she slaps.
Breath?
Did she have a breath?
I think, yeah, well, Wilhelm doesn't know.
I think that's how I got taken out at the time.
Yes,
so.
you recall she had acidic blood and an acidic breath weapon.
Oh, how are we feeling about acid?
Acid.
How are we feeling about acid? Maybe we can talk to some guild members when we get to Emberwood. Maybe ask for some help in that department, even though it might be super acid by the time we get there. But.
Sorry, this dinosaur shoots acid, and I just got a new set. This wingless dragon shoots acid.
Sorry, I just never heard that term before. Yeah,
it's an old term from books that I read. They have them in Turin, actually.
Oh, nice.
As a Caspian, I thought you would have heard of them.
I just call them big lizards. Or
Actually, most Caspians do, come to think of it. It's only the people of Turin who sometimes refer to them by other names. Anyway.
Yeah.
There's one other detail that you remember about Big Linda. Big Linda had hyper regeneration. You remember the wounds that Big Linda suffered healed as you inflicted them.
Oh, yeah.
Pluto, this sounds...
Maybe we don't want to go after... No, we must. This is really personal at this point, and I'm willing to put both of you in harm's way to deal with a personal vendetta.
Typical Pluto.
If it helps save your friend, then as the king of Westamar and to show the allegiance with Caspia, I'm excited to participate.
And actually, to be honest, as a side note, this could deal a massive blow to the Queen of Thieves.
Well, that might be in our favor, although I still have yet to meet this Queen of Thieves, and I still think the name is silly, and she's probably not up to much, realistically.
No,
like, what is she? A queen?
Terrible, awful, and she's super manipulative. Like, she has tricked Sebastian, like, a dozen times. Yeah,
Listen,
it's wild how much he just falls over and just does whatever she says.
Pluto Veo, as we speak, Sebastian Crow and my two friends are sneaking into a secret base of the Queen of Thieves, probably going to steal her stuff, and I'm sure they'll come back just fine. I assure you, Rudy is going to look after them. They won't do anything stupid, probably.
Yeah. Rudy might get into some trouble with them.
I'm really worried about. Anyways, look, it just might give us an edge, especially if we have to deal with her later, and if they aren't able to secure the third piece.
If we can take a blow to the Queen of Thieves, I don't see why not. And with our other operatives working, as long as they're not going to end up working alongside the Queen of Thieves or anything stupid like that,
Laughable.
I'm
Super laughable.
sure we're okay.
With that, you settle down for the night, and in the morning, you meet the Knights of the Silver Order, where they are assembling their griffins. Several of the Hooded Lanterns go to inspect the steeds and ensure that the saddles are saddled properly for their king. A couple of Hooded Lanterns test ride the griffins to make sure that there's no foul play in store. And so you mount up, and the procession ends up being significantly smaller. Originally, what had been planned for a large group of knights, a large contingent of Silver Order knights, ends up just being the Uriel Radley, and he is accompanied by a middle-aged flamekeeper who has herself. She has the garbs and the frocks of a flamekeeper, but she is wearing plate armor herself, and she is carrying a spear and a shield. And another paladin of the Silver Order is with them as well. Though he wears the garb of the Silver Order and is decorated as a paladin, he wears much lighter armor and carries a pair of blades as well as a bow. And so the group of them mount up with Uriel Radley. And then the jurors all are mounted up on their own griffins. You're each provided with your own. And then it's agreed upon that a small contingent of royal guards and basically six paladins and 6 royal guards will also take griffins from the Silver Order and make the flight. Soaring over the land is a very different point of view from when you traveled from Drakkenheim. When you take to the sky, you can see the traces of the corruption of Drachenheim creeping out across the landscape. The journey by air requires one stopover for the night before you're able to make it to Drachenheim the following day, landing with a very large sort of hubbub near Emberwood Village, as several shocked adventurers and passersby in the small town of Emberwood Village are very surprised to see a large contingent of flying griffins land. And in fact, several of the Hooded Lanterns that are posted on guard around Emberwood Village are immediately setting up an alarm, thinking that it's an attack, one that is quickly told to stand down by the presence of their king and commanders.
And down.
Setting down outside the modest chapel in Emberwood Village, Uriel Radley, the jurors, and your group agree to meet back here at the chapel of St. Ardena to ultimately present your prizes. Now I understand, says Uriel Radley, that this city's a dangerous place. There might all be all kinds of nasties that are coming for us once we go in there. I'm told, though, that your forces control one of the gates to the city. May we use that to get into the city?
It's only fair. We're
I
after
want you to
one.
be at a disadvantage.
And we are in agreement that the entire city and its environs are in play for this duel?
Absolutely. One question, though. When we're choosing our entourages, do mounts count as additional members of an entourage? I know that you have the capabilities of taking to the air. I also would offer you friendly warning that the skies of Drakkenheim are just as dangerous as the streets. But there are less places to hide.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Prince Jackson, but I believe that under a Caspian duel, mounts are permitted.
Yeah, I would not correct you on that. You have a fine steed. Wilhelm's friendly reminder is true, though. There are defenses in place that are wildly out of control, and it is best to watch yourself. There are, as he said, less places to hide.
I understand. And I am familiar with the perils of this city. I have heard about the contamination that is present here. I have taken the necessary precautions at the advice of my predecessors that have adventured here.
Did you take an aqua expergo?
There is no need for us to use such blasphemous potions. We have our own means to keep our souls girded.
Do we have a
Do you mind elaborating? As I'm about to jam a.
Do you have any? I don't have any.
Do you? There's another way. There's an easier way.
The Flamekeeper steps forward and says, "With great faith, even this contamination can be purged."
Right. Purge. I've heard of spells, divine magic that can help.
Yeah.
I guess we just prefer not to get contaminated to begin with.
Maybe we.
Flamekeeper Sheila here is an accomplished war priest. She has faced many battles before and is capable of some powerful magics. And of course, Sir Mallory Granick here is also an accomplished sharpshooter, so it'll be good to have him on my crew.
Well, Pluto Jackson, renowned monster slayer, and Veo Senya, sharpshooter extraordinaire, and Lord Commander of the Hooded Lanterns, I think that we have a chance, Uriel.
And I just want to state for our little purposes that, so that we're clear, and there's no fun of business around this. We're after monsters, not people. There won't be any sort of trying to wriggle out of this by wrangling someone like Lucretia Mathias in the course of this duel. Am I to understand?
No.
No, and if you can,
I want you to know, though, that should she meddle in any of our affairs here, we will not hesitate to do what must be done.
Well, be careful, because her looks can be deceiving.
Indeed.
Rule number 3, never underestimate your foe, Uriel.
I have no doubt that demon summoning witch will be up to something while we're around here.
I mean, I've heard of her summoning. Anyway, we won't get into it.
Very well. He offers his hand. Are you ready to begin this, Pluto Jackson? He takes your hand.
Ready, Uriel.
5 days from now, right here at high noon, bring back the best trophy you got.
See you in 5 days.
May the best Caspian win.
With that, the
That's good, Bayo.
Mallory Granick, Flamekeeper Sheila, and Uriel Radley hop back onto their griffins, take to the skies, and make towards Drachenheim. What do you do?
Where's my horse?
Let's start!
Juniper, yeah, we start running.
Hooded
I'm
Lanterns.
chasing after Bayo.
Where's the last known location of Big Linda? Anything.
Good question.
I'm
Can
gonna
I get
approach
some
the scouts.
info? Yeah, let's get some info.
We
Um,
can start with We know some.
I go to my scouts and I say, listen, biggest, baddest monster, probably Big Linda. Have you seen her?
One of the scouts says, we tracked her position for a while just so that we could make sure to avoid her for supply runs. Last we heard that she was somewhere in the northern side of the city, somewhere around the Academy Tower, perhaps upwards of Queen's Park Garden. That apparently she had crossed from... She had been around the south part of the city, but she'd been driven up north by the Ratlings.
Well, the good news is the gates of the city that the Hooded Lanterns control do offer us access to the northern side. It isn't too far of a trek away from, I believe, right now we have control of the barracks, and we still maintain control of the clock tower.
Correct.
From the clock tower, it's a straight shot north, I believe, to reach the Queen's Park Garden, but we will want to keep our lookout.
Yeah, we'll pull up the map of Drachenheim here.
Please.
So, I'll just have to zoom way out. Whoa. Pixelated. Sorry, let that load for a sec. This is a very large file. Oh, my poor computer. So, that's what we get for making such a high-res map.
Shame on you.
Yeah. Okay. So as you know, the Shepherd's Gate is located here.
Number 5. Yeah.
Right here, where I'm pinging there. And then you've got the barracks, which is located right over here, pretty close to it. The sightings of Big Linda that the scouts report were somewhere in the northern area of the city, between the Academy Tower and Old Town.
Okay, so that actually, there's no point going to the clock tower. We probably just want to go from the gate and the barracks straight up to Academy Tower, Queen's Park Garden area, and start hunting.
One of the lanterns says, you can usually find signs of her footprints. That's how we know which areas to avoid.
Right.
That makes sense.
Well, there's no time to lose. We have 5 days to find this creature. Vale, you are not only Lord Commander, but I understand a scout of the city and an excellent tracker. Could I put you on point for tracking and finding? I myself am a decent investigator, and I will back you up as best I can, but I assume you're going to have a better idea of what we're looking for.
I know the city better than anyone. And to be honest, it may be a mess, but I was getting a bit homesick being away. So I'm glad to be back, and I'm ready for the challenge.
And if
Let's
you
go
are
find
looking for
it,
some
Linda.
doses of Aqua Expurgo, you can almost certainly pick up a few at the barracks, because they're kept there for emergencies. Right?
Yes, I will need one of those.
And if
so-
you do face contamination, you do know that at the barracks, the barracks apothecary can cast Purge Contamination if you do get contaminated. But with a 5-day turnaround time, if you get very contaminated, you'll be exhausted, and that'll take you out. So watch out.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Let's definitely get some Expurgo
we
before
need some
as we're
Expurgo.
heading into the city, and not just for us, but just for our party as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because we still got to protect them, I guess.
Yeah, well, maybe if Ophelia Reed knows Purge Contamination, she can at least cast it on herself.
He says,
Huh?
I know the ways to protect myself, but I can't use my magic to help you. That's against my role. And Lieutenant Commander Drexel, you know that you can't give any advice to them while we're out here. That's against the rules of the duel.
These are the terms, but just take care of yourselves and watch us work.
We know how to handle ourselves in the ruins.
Right.
But, very least, we'll keep back. Our role now is to watch. We can't help you if things go if things go badly. We can't help.
Elias, all we can ask is that you do your duty, but also please take care of Ophelia. We don't want her getting hurt.
Ophelia says, I'll do my best to stay safe, but you must remember that our safety is now your responsibility as participants in this duel. We can defend ourselves and protect ourselves, but it is on you to make sure that we're safe.
I understand.
Yeah, we can do that.
Nevertheless, though, Billy Reed says, I know it's been a long journey, but I still have trouble thinking of you as my enemies, and I would rather you live than die over this. And if you need my help or you need my healing, and you're willing to give this up, you just say so, and I will do everything I can to save your lives.
Thank you. Hopefully. It probably won't come to that.
Yeah, there's a really low chance. Yeah. But if you'll know because you'll probably hear some form of pork chops.
Right, I remember that being your code word.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's move.
Yep.
When we get through the gate, I'm gonna cast Pass Without Trace so we can try to get there as uninterrupted as possible.
Okay. You do pass through the gate where you're each able to pick up 2 doses of Aqua Expurgo, emptying the current stockpile that's available there.
Sorry.
Should we take it now?
I'm gonna chug one.
And each of you can roll me a d6.
I had 1 left.
Ooh,
6.
Oh, here's the
A 1 and a 6.
A
The
1
deciding.
and a 6.
2.
Alrighty. As you get to the barracks, Ansem says, you've got a couple potions still, if you want to take them. They can be any potion. There's 4 potions. And I'll let you choose what they are. But here's the problem. They were made by Oscar Yoren.
Ah.
Acceptable terms.
Yep.
Yep, we'll chug them all.
They can be uncommon or rare potions. Yeah, you can have. I'll put it like this: uncommon or rare, and 1 very rare. So 3 uncommon or rare and 1 very rare. But they have all been made by Oscar Yoren, and they've been sitting in the barracks for quite some time.
What's the one that does haste?
It's a potion of speed.
Speed. That could, Pluto.
I mean, it could
I
be...
know it was made by Oscar York. But...
No, you're right. Also, the potion of acid resistance could be worth. Or is there
that's a uncommon potion, I believe. Yep. The potion of speed is very rare.
Poison and psychic water.
We get 1 very rare, yeah?
Acid is uncommon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Acid.
so maybe we do an acid. We get 4, right?
There is also
4
the
potions, and 1 can be very rare. Yep.
There is also the potion of invulnerability. For 1 minute after you drink this potion, you have resistance to all damage.
I have one of those already.
I would throw one of those in then, maybe for...
You just have to be careful not to mix them.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, exactly.
You can have 1 rare, 1 very rare, and then 2 uncommon, basically.
So the question is, do you want speed or invulnerability? By speed, I mean... Oh, wait, what's speed? Hold on.
Speed is very rare.
Invulnerability. If you choose speed and invulnerability, you would then only be able to have 2 uncommon potions.
And then that can be the 2 of acid.
Okay.
resistance.
All right.
Yeah, does that sound okay?
Yep. And just remember, these were all potions that were made by Oscar Yoren.
What does that mean? That means they're great, right?
That
Oscar
means
Yoren
that they were
was-
made by Oscar Yoren.
That means he could have been.
He was
ruined with us.
corrupted.
Do you guys mind if I take the potion of invulnerability? Who's taking the potion of speed?
I guess I can take it
I
unless
think
you
it
want to
would be
veil.
good for you. No. I think you, when it comes to haste, I think that's better for you.
I also have haste in my ring.
Oh, do you?
The potion's less prone to go down, but at the same time, I have a haste and I have a Zephyr Strike.
Okay, then maybe.
And one lowly shield. Zephyr Strike is level 1, right?
That's the first level. Okay. I mean, you know what? Why don't you put it in your thing for now, just in case? I still.
Okay,
think
what
it would
else?
be good.
Is there anything else other than speed that would be helpful?
Yeah, true. Mind control monster.
There is a potion of invisibility that would be very rare.
I mean, maybe Veo, you take the speed potion,
Potion of flying.
and then you can
Flying would be good.
you could really do some. I've seen how fast you draw that bow. You could really do some
With
work.
haste.
Yeah, I think that we could stick with the potion of speed for Veo.
Yeah.
Or if you wanted flying, I would go for that too.
How are you for climbing?
I can climb.
Would you rather climb or fly?
Fly.
Okay, then maybe that's the way to go. An
And
Oscar
then if something
Yoren flying
happens,
special.
I have feather fall, and I can always protect myself. So
Okay, so what did you choose?
gonna go fly.
Fly,
Yeah.
invulnerability, and 2 of acid resistance.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Alrighty. You get those, and if once you consume one of these potions, you will need to roll me a d6.
I also
Good.
have one question about is the shield of Saint Vitruvio,
Mm-hmm.
because I believe I'm wielding it instead of my Sentinel shield.
Yes.
What is the? I apologize. I should have. I think I wrote it down, but I've been looking and I can't find.
Oh, the shield of Saint Vitruvio allows you to cast counterspell as a reaction.
Ooh, ching. And otherwise, it's a
Yeah,
cool
it's
shield.
three charges. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it's best to actually use the Sentinel shield for this battle, since we're not going up against a spell caster.
I mean, unless Big Linda has spells, No.
True.
which we don't know.
We don't know, I
Is her
guess.
breath magic? It's not a
Anything's
spell, though,
possible.
right? It's
Mm.
not a spell.
Yeah, how does counterspell work with
It wouldn't
With-
work on a breath weapon, but there's no telling what kind of spellcasters you might run into when you're in Drakkenheim.
Monty right now giving Big Linda a spell list. Plenty of
Time
level
stop.
spellcaster.
6th level?
Force cage. Dimension door. Haste.
Quiet, she's right behind us.
Oh god. All right. Well, I think, are we set? Are we ready? Are we gonna live?
Don't know.
I'm gonna chug my Aqua Expurgo.
By chug, you mean jam it into your heart.
Chug it into my
aggressively.
veins. Ugh. and
Should we
head
take
in-
them now? How long do they last?
They last 8 hours.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll take it now then.
Okay.
and head towards the last sightings of Big Linda.
Okay.
Yes. And then I've cast, yeah.
Oh, and Veo, did you give us the temp HP
you
horn
should still
amulet?
have it.
It's still good, right?
I think so. I don't think it goes away until you use it. Right?
Cool.
Yeah. So you should have advantage on all the things. Sorry,
Need
by
that.
all the things, I mean, while you have these temporary hit points, those allies gain advantage on attack rolls and saving throws. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll need it.
Yep. And if you wish as well, Veo, as the Lord Commander, I'm going to give you access to a special reaction. This is up to you. This reaction is called Long Live the King. If you are within 10 feet of Wilhelm, and Wilhelm is reduced to 0 hit points, you can choose to spend your reaction to be reduced to 0 hit points instead.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Oh, that's gonna suck if you're still at like full hit points and I go down.
Does he get my hit points?
No, it negates it leaves him at like whatever he would have had before the attack, whatever reduced him to 0 hit points.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So with that, you now are in the ruins of Drachenheim. Having moved through Shepherd's Gate with the hail of the Hooded Lanterns stationed there, and hit up the barracks where Ansem provided you with these potions of Oscar Yoren, you move through the dilapidated streets of Drakkenheim. The weather today is heavy rain.
Oh,
Fitting.
fitting.
Yes.
So fitting.
It is a pounding rain in Drachenheim today.
So it begins.
And a low wind howls through the streets. The wind and the rain whip through, splashing like small stabbing knives. It's almost ice cold rain as well that is falling. As you move through the muddy streets, the gutters overflowing with water because the drainage systems of Drakkenheim are non-functional now, you head towards the center point of the northern reaches of the city. Here is where the deep haze begins to settle between the Academy Tower and Queen's Park Garden. So I will need a Constitution saving throw.
With advantage.
Right? Yeah. Is it with advantage?
Correct.
Saving throw? Yeah. Oh,
17.
13.
15.
Vale, you fail your saving throw. And that is 10 points of necrotic damage and 1 level of contamination.
Can I use my Aqua Expurgo?
Yes, you can. That's
To
one
save
charge.
Okay.
That's one charge of Aqua Expurgo used already. Vale.
You stepped
As
in
you
something.
lead the group down the streets, give me a survival check.
Survival.
Or Wilhelm, you can give me investigation, and Paluto, you can give me perception, survival, whatever, or investigation, whatever you'd like.
Can I use perception?
Yep.
Okay, sweet. 26.
25.
Wilhelm?
19.
As you walk down the street, you pass by what you first think is a crater. Perhaps a small shard of delirium. But then you realize a cratered street, one that maybe long ago was hit by small bits of craters. You realize instead that these are massive clawed footprints. And the path of destruction that walks through the building in front of you was caused not by a meteor, but by some massive creature smashing through the walls of the building and trampling the townhouses underfoot. The massive claw, you could lay down in it, inside the footprint. The shape of it, you recognize, it is definitely Big Linda's footprint, but it's easily twice the size of, or more, of what it used to be.
Pluto.
I want to squat in it and like take some of the mud and I wipe it under my eyes.
These are bigger Linda footprints.
Oh, is she huge, Linda, now? And we're
Huge
gonna take her
Linda.
down.
And that's where we'll take our break. And we are back from our short rest. We have restocked on our consumables, restored all of our hit points, and we're ready to play some more D&D. As the pounding rain falls upon you, and the mists of the haze swirl around you, Pluto, you squat down in the footprint of Big Linda, and I want you all to roll me a d6.
4.
5.
5.
Veo, give me a perception check, please.
16.
At the edge of the haze, opposite you down this road, there is a glimmering light. Moving octarine motes. Perhaps 10 of them walking together.
I look at the others and I kind of say, be careful, we have some magic ahead of us.
Perhaps, are they coming towards us?
You can also give me a perception check.
Looking up, I look forward and I get a 23.
You can see more clearly. There's 10 figures garbed in tattered robes of white and black and leather. Some of them are carrying torches that are smoking. The glow that you saw comes from the delirium shards in their chests.
Have they seen us yet?
They are walking directly towards you on the street.
Perhaps it's best we move off the street and let them pass. We don't really have time for interjections with Lucretia Matthias's people right now.
Agreed. Who knows what they know? We're probably not their favorite people at the moment.
Okay. You head off the streets, and if all of you could please make a stealth check for me.
And we have pass without trace, right?
Get a +10.
All right. I also have advantage, a +13, and can't roll lower than a 10.
$21.
Sebastian? Or sorry, not Sebastian. Wilhelm?
43. I rolled a 20 with my advantage, +13, +10.
Okay. Pluto?
I got a 14.
Wilhelm just, you're like, okay, let's move off the road, and Wilhelm just disappears. He's gone. Nobody knows where he went.
Where'd the king go?
Wilhelm, as
Yeah.
you move into your hiding place, Elias Drexel hides expertly as well. But unfortunately, Ophelia Reed and Pluto, you can tell that they are not hidden enough. What do you do?
Psst, Pluto.
The footprint will hide me. It's fine.
No, you're not. You're in your head is sticking out. I can see you from here.
No, you can't.
Pluto.
Okay. What do I do then?
They probably they've seen you. Just act casual.
I want to cast. No, I don't. I don't want to do that. Never mind.
Okay. The group approaches and catches sight of Paluto and Ophelia Reed as the two of them struggle to get into hiding before they come down the street. One of them calls out, "Ophelia Reed! It's been some time." And Ophelia stops. She says, she turns to the man who spoke out. He's wearing the armor of a Silver Order knight and carrying the equipment of a Silver Order knight. But the symbols of the Silver Order have been pried off his armor and replaced with the symbols of the falling fire. Beside the man is a woman who is garbed as a flamekeeper, but who has replaced her garb with the symbols of the falling fire. Both of them prominently, the delirium glow of the shards embedded in their chests glowing brightly. She says, Ophelia speaks, "I'm not here to make any trouble with you now. Let us pass peacefully." Pluto, what do you do?
We are under the protection of the hooded lanterns, and we are simply passing through, looking for a monster to kill. Have you seen the one they call Big Linda?
The Flamekeeper, she speaks and says, "There is a terrible monster that moves through this area that will devour you. But if you come back with us, if you repent before the falling fire, you'll be safe with us. Turn over the blade of Ignatius and the shield. Join the falling fire. It is not too late."
You know I cannot do that.
Wilhelm, from your Veo, from your hiding places, you can see that there are 8. There's total of 10 of these people. There's the Flamekeeper and the Paladin, but then they're joined by 8 other sanctified individuals, brandishing weapons. The sanctified of the falling fire are moving to encircle Luno and Ophelia Reed.
I turn to Veo and I say, and I whisper, like, "Stay here, get a vantage point. If anything goes wrong, do what you do best." And oh yeah, go ahead.
I'll do it again.
And I stand up, and I also look at Elias. I'm like, "You too, vantage point. Don't reveal yourself unless necessary." And I stand up and walk out.
Elias just responds to you and says, "I can't interfere too much unless we'll compromise the duel, but I can try to get Ophelia Reed to safety as quickly as possible."
Thank you. And I stand up, and as I walk out, I try to act casual, and I'm like, yes, these ruins look great to get out of the rain for a minute. Oh, we have company. I'm sorry, I didn't see you here. I was just checking the ruins for a place to get out of the rain.
Yeah, it's pretty wet.
It is a terrible day to be out for a walk.
I want to try. Is there a roof nearby that I can climb on while he's sitting?
Let's set the stage a little. Here we go. So here's what we're looking at here. So we're out on the city streets here, and let's just set things up properly. So Paluto, and Ophelia, I'm gonna put them right here, And then Wilhelm and Veo and Elias, you three could be hiding in any of these buildings that are around here.
I feel like maybe we were in the rubble building. What do you guys think?
Which one?
Like over here.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
Okay.
yeah, like maybe Ophelia Reed and I tried to go to this not so great hiding spot, like over here, and then we got like sort of like pulled out
Sure.
just
Sounds
during
good
the
to me.
conversation, and then
I've now walked out here.
All right.
I'm assuming there's at least a wall here for me to hide behind.
Yes, there you can see there's the edge of the walls right there. Right? Yeah.
So as I walk out, I'm what I'm trying to do with my presence here is I kind of break up their circling attempt. Like I can see them circling around, but I've now kind of positioned myself so that I can't be surrounded and they can't kind of go between me and Ophelia and Pluto.
look,
These
we're in, you know, we're facing the wrong enemy. We're fine on our own, but if this monster comes back, you know, you guys might be in big trouble. We just need to go deal with it.
The knight and the flamekeeper respond as you walk out, Wilhelm. They say, "You're Wilhelm von Kessel, aren't you?" says the flamekeeper.
I am, and we're on an important diplomatic mission, and it is imperative that we are not stalled for too long. Time is of the essence.
We knew that you were here. Lucretia Matthias saw it in her visions, that you would betray her.
I haven't been keeping my presence secret, and I don't see how Lucretia Matthias could know anything about my intent, seeing as she has never met me.
You have sided against the true faith. You are no king or leader of Westamar. The people of Westamar will never follow you. You are a false king who has no faith.
I have faith in people, and what I see before me are good people walking the streets of Drakkenheim, doing what they think is right, and me and my comrades here are doing what we think is right, and just trying to rid the city of a terrible monster that I'm sure has caused you as many problems as many others, and we are just trying to make right of this situation by slaying these terrible beasts. What Lucretia Matthias thinks of me is none of my business, and until I meet her, I will reserve judgment on her as I hope she would do for me.
The paladin draws his sword and points it at you, Wilhelm, and says, "Lucretia Matthias has spoken and says that you mean to destroy the sacred charcoal, the salvation of our world. You mean to ruin and put darkness upon us all, to put out the sacred flame, to put out the falling fire. You are a scourge, Wilhelm von Kessel."
As he says this, can I minor illusion the growl of Big Linda behind the other building?
You can try.
Okay. Yeah, like behind the group of them.
Sure. What I will have you do is I'll have you make an intimidation check. Give me the higher of your bonus to either Arcana or Intimidation as part of making this minor illusion.
Intimidation. 19. Oh.
The several of the other followers of the Falling Fire,
oh no!
They hear the noise, but as you look in their eyes, you see that there is a grim resolve to them, as if whatever the sanctification that they have gone under has girded them against charm and fear effects. Yeah, the people who are under that are sanctified, it seems like they hear this roar and they look to each other for a moment nervously, like it's just another one of the sounds of the city. They're used to the screams of it. But I will have you make a stealth check with disadvantage to try to hold your position after casting a spell.
Oh, okay. 29.
Okay, you still do remain hidden, however.
Jeez.
Clunk,
as he clunk, clunk.
Oh wait. Yeah, actually 39. Because
okay.
Oh no, I was sorry. Doing a cantrip, does that take away my concentration?
Nope.
Okay, no, that 39.
Okay.
After the roar, and I get scared for a second, and then look around and notice nobody else is, and I wait for a few moments to see if anything happens, and I hear nothing else. So I turn back to the paladin whose sword is drawn, and I take a few steps towards him.
Okay.
And I say, rule number 59, when you can be anything, be kind. I am showing you a kindness, Sir Paladin, and I have no qualms with you, and I am merely a man passing by.
You are a liar! You have every qualm with us. You mean to destroy what we hold sacred. You have sold out the people of Westamar, your people who you are supposed to protect, to the Illyrians, to be the dog to their agenda, to cave, to not protect anybody. You will doom this world, Wilhelm von Kessel, and I will not stand idly by while you do it.
So, it's violence you want, is it, Sir Paladin?
He holds his blade steady towards you.
Well, one final warning then. If it's going to come to this, I am a man of honor, and I did not wish to draw my blade with you. You have drawn your blade on me, and I would like to tell you, from my experiences with your great leader, Lucretia Matthias, rule number 62, those who make you believe absurdities can make you commit atrocities. And here you stand, with your absurd beliefs, holding a blade at my throat. It would be foolish for you to make any moves towards me, and I do not wish to take your life, but I will in self-defense, if that is what you choose.
The true flame burns brightly in my heart, and he shows the glowing delirium shard that is pulsing beneath the kind of the cuff of his chainmail. Nothing will sway us from our holy purpose, and you mean to destroy that. We will destroy you.
Then Sir Paladin,
I pull out Ignatius and I go, I'm gonna show you a flame in your heart in a second.
And I pull out my sword and I say, Sir Paladin, a duel then. And I position myself for an on guard stance with my rapier in hand.
With that then, roll for initiative.
By the way, Pluto, it's not an actual duel. You can murder him with me if you want.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Sick.
yeah.
Sick, sweet. So, because I'm using the Shield of Saint Vitruvio, I don't get
No advantage.
No advantage on my initiative.
Wilhelm, your initiative.
I got a 27.
All right, Willie. Veo?
29.
Okay.
Nice.
I thought I actually did good. I got a 20, and I was so excited to be like,
Wow.
Oh, no, wait. I think
like
I did the wrong math. 26. I did do 26.
Pluto's going first.
Oh,
No.
sorry. Did you get 26?
I got
I got
29 from you. So you're
No,
okay.
26.
I got
did the wrong math.
27.
Oh, okay. No.
Okay. So, Veo, there's no surprise, but you are hidden, so you will have advantage on your first attack that you make. But Wilhelm will actually be acting first.
You all have advantage with your...
if I approach the paladin, can I say that I'm just like a few feet in front of him there?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is the paladin here, yeah?
Yes, that's Sir Dakota. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm up?
Yep.
Hooray! So I draw my sword. We're staring at each other, and as he has refused to lower his blade and has made an enemy of me today, I do not wish to do this, but Wilhelm jumps forward in perfect dueling stance and thrusts his blade towards the paladin.
Okay.
That's going to be a 25 to hit.
That is a hit. Yes.
I am going to...
Your blade curves right through his... As he raises his shield, your blade curves right through and strikes him in the shoulder.
And I'm going to use my my roguish swashbuckler skills here to turn this into a sneak attack, because I am within 5 feet of him and no other creatures within 5 feet of me.
Okay.
And so... I go for a weak spot. Doing 29 damage.
Nice. Alrighty.
And
Chrysler.
yeah, and then I twirl around, pulling my crossbow out, and I'm going to fire a shot from my crossbow at him. Getting a 22
That is also a hit.
for another 10 damage.
Alrighty. He winces in pain at the 1-2 shot, but he still is in fighting shape.
I yell, "Stand down, sir!"
For the falling fire, we will have justice this day. Veo, it is your turn.
Okay, so I am going to use my feline agility and use my bonus action to cast Zephyr Strike to get all the way across here.
Here we go.
And up onto this roof. So I
Veo
can
stuff.
climb the thing.
Oh, Vale.
And in doing so, I'm gonna take some shots at the paladin.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll go. What is it? 19 plus 3, so 22 to hit.
Also a hit. Yep.
And I'm gonna take my sneak attack
Oh.
on that. And my extra Zephyr Strike damage.
We all have advantage on attack rolls while we have temporary hit points, right?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah.
All right, I thought you knew.
I forgot to roll with advantage. I'm gonna have to. I wrote that down.
25. 31. 39. 42 damage. And as I do so, I say, "Your king gave you an order."
Ooh.
Oh, maybe.
As the arrow strikes into him, he turns around and cries back, "He is no king."
And I take another shot at him.
All right, go for it.
That is 19 to hit.
And as the arrow comes down, he raises his shield and bashes your shot away.
Oh, and I get, as part of my first Dread Ambusher, I get an additional attack on my turn.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just Veo things.
Just Vale things.
Oh, wait, actually, hold on a second.
Move 120 feet. Hit 3 times for like 40 damage.
Why do I feel like that should be more? Oh wait, actually, no. That last hit was actually, oh gosh, what did I say? It was 18, 19?
You said
Yeah.
19, I believe.
19. So add 5 to that. Sorry, I actually realized that I've already taken off my
What's your
Sharpshooter on there.
max attack bonus? Yeah.
is it plus 8? I was doing it as a plus 3. I forgot that I took
Because your attack
it.
bonus should actually be what? What is your maximum attack bonus?
Let me see. 13.
Okay, so you took off -5 twice. Okay, so
Yeah,
that is a
sorry.
hit. Yep.
Okay, sorry. Didn't mean I forgot
Sorry, Paladin.
He holds his shield up, and you find the spot between his armor
The arrow
and shield.
goes through the shield.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
22.
Oh.
22
Okay.
to hit.
Okay, and how much damage?
Or sorry, 22 damage. So.
Okay. Nevertheless, as the arrow goes through his arm, basically pinning his shield to his arm, he still stands. He is bloodied though.
God.
One more, and that is 18 to hit. So that
is a miss. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
That arrow does not
Wow.
go through his shield.
Wow.
Okay. With that, anything else, Feo?
Nope. I'm gonna hang out on the roof.
Bluto, it is your turn.
Would it be part of my action to push Ophelia Reed towards the ruins?
If you want to shove her towards Elias Drexel, I would count that as basically you taking the shove action, which can replace one of your attacks.
Okay. I'm going to do that.
Okay.
And I'm going to shove her. Yeah, I want to
Okay.
get to here.
Okay.
And then and I want to push her into the
Okay, so if you want to grab her and push her into the ruins, I'm going to count that as your action.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I can get her there at least.
If you want to spend your whole action to push her into the ruins like that, that is
No.
a total fine use of your action. But if
No, you know what? I'm gonna get her closer.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna spin around and use quick toss, one of my battle maneuvers, and I am going to launch the javelin of lightning through all of these fools.
Oh, in a straight line. Okay. So you want to get I think you can get 4 of them if you line it up right? Yeah. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have to make a dexterity saving throw for each of them. Correct?
DC, I think it's 13.
The Flamekeeper succeeds her saving throw, but the other followers of the Falling Fire all fail.
And I'm basically aiming at the 4th one.
Yep.
Oh baby. And it crits.
Woo!
Oh,
So
that's a good
the
team.
lightning damage doesn't crit. Or does it?
No, I just roll saving throws. It just turns into a bolt of
And
lightning.
so it's gonna be 16 damage plus 7. So it's 18 lightning damage
Okay.
and 16 damage for the actual javelin into the 4th.
Alrighty.
This fool.
The poor fool in the back is killed by that. But the others are still standing.
And then and I mean I also added I forgot to add but it's a lot of damage. So then quick toss allows me to use it as part of my bonus action. I draw Ignatius. Well, I already drew Ignatius. And I just run straight at, I still have about 10 feet of movement left.
Okay.
So I'm going to run this way. Oh, grab.
Yep.
And pile on Flamekeeper Anita.
Okay. So you would have used one of your attacks to move.
2 attacks
Ophelia
left?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. 33 to hit.
That is a hit.
Wow.
Or sorry, 32. It was almost
that's way
a crit.
worse.
Yep.
Almost a crit. Now, technically, Ignatius isn't lit, because that is my bonus action.
Okay.
So it's not going to be the fun we love to have. It's going to be 14 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to hit her again. And that time's a 26 to hit.
Also a hit.
For 13 damage.
Alrighty, Flamekeeper Anita is wounded, but it seems like the power of the Delirium Shard has emboldened and empowered their strength and resolve to fight onwards. And that
is my turn.
With that, Elias Drexel actually goes next, and he's just going to grab Ophelia Reed and pull her into the ruins over here. And the two of them crouch down in the ruins. With next up, then, remarkably, Sir Dakota actually survived that turn. Wow.
How? We don't know.
Blood dripping from his wounds. You don't fight fair, do you, at all? So much for honor among the kings. And he brings back his blade, and attacks with a furious resolve at you, Wilhelm, uttering an oath of enmity against you.
Oh no. I know what that is.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Getting a with his sword. So that is going to be a 24 to hit.
My new armor, it does nothing.
Okay. As the weapon comes in, a divine smite breaks out with a crash, and a flare of light. You take a total of 10 slashing damage, and then 15 radiant damage. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Awesome. I can only have the regular damage, right?
Yes, correct. You can only have the regular damage.
All right, so I'm going to do that, and that actually gets rid of my temporary HP, and I have to make what kind of saving throw?
A Constitution saving throw.
All right, and that's going to be with, not with advantage, because my temp HP is gone. Oh, no.
Sorry, buddy.
Oh, no, this got bad. That's a 2.
You are blinded by the light.
My one good eye. I can't see.
Don't forget you're lucky.
I'm lucky. I'm going to use a luck point. Okay, hold on. It's a 15.
You are not blinded. Nevertheless, he attacks you again with his Oath of Enmity.
This assault continues.
Getting another 24 to hit.
Oh, come on.
And he smites you again.
Oh, no.
I love paladins. So you're gonna take another 10 slashing damage, and this time another 14 radiant damage. As you get divine smited with an Oath of Enmity. How's that for the Oath of Vengeance?
Vengeful.
Indeed.
Another Constitution saving throw?
No, he can only do that fun thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Okay. Then, what's going to happen now, is his turn. Flamekeeper Anita, she is going to, I need to check something here. Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right. Well, she can't do that. So, she's gonna cast banishment on Veo.
Ah.
Can I try to counterspell? Can I raise the shield of Saint Vitruvio?
Did you use your reaction earlier? No, you didn't. So yes, you can. It is a 4th level spell, so you'll need to roll. You'll need to roll it off. Yeah.
Counterspell as you smack her with a shield.
So you need to beat a 14 And the Shield of Saint Vitruvio technically uses your spellcasting ability modifier,
Which is obviously my strength, so that makes sense.
Which is technically your charisma, so it's just going to be. We'll just call it straight dice.
Okay, because Christmas minus.
Yeah, so if you roll a 14 or higher, you dispel, you counterspell the banishment.
Dream, a little dream. Wait, do ability checks are included in the advantage?
Technically,
checks?
yes.
No.
In counterspell. Oh, it's not ability checks. Okay, it's just saving throws and attack rolls.
Saving
right?
throws
Yeah.
and attack rolls. Yeah. Sorry.
It's a 10.
Okay, so it is
I tried.
not counterspelled on the
I
banishment.
whack her with the shield. It does nothing. She
Veo,
ignores it.
I need a charisma saving throw.
Okay, it's advantage on this. 18.
You are not banished to a pocket dimension.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, though, because I'm an NPC and my NPCs get to do cheaty things, she is going to use this Healing Light ability, which isn't healing word, so I can cast it as a bonus action, to heal Sir Dakota. And Sir Dakota gets healed.
The whole thing?
Not the whole thing. He only gets
Okay.
he gets 20 hit points back.
Okay. She dies next. Oh, I'm gonna purify your heart so hard.
Pluto,
Okay.
kill the medic.
And with that, I go to the other followers of the Falling Fire. So I have 3 casters and 3 fanatics. So the fanatics are going to dogpile Wilhelm,
Oh no.
taking out their axes. All 4 of them move to surround you, Wilhelm,
My sneak attack.
and
it's
they
useless.
all get to attack you with advantage.
With advantage.
Getting
no.
a 20,
Wilhelm.
20 to hit,
Yep.
a 20 to hit, a 20 to hit. Wow.
Come on.
And a 23 to hit.
Why? Why would you do that?
You might need shield.
You give me the shiny new armor, and then you're like,
So I get 1 hit for max damage, so that's 16 points of slashing damage.
yep,
Then 9 points of slashing damage.
yep,
Then 7 points of slashing damage.
yep,
Then 12 points of slashing damage.
yep.
Are you alive, Will?
I am at 1 hit point.
And then the other 3 are going to move over to Veo here, towards Veo, and they are going to first. The first one is going to cast Command on you, and
no.
they're going to say, "Drop it." And I need a Wisdom saving throw.
I got 22.
Okay. The second one, seeing that not working terribly well, is going to cast Spiritual Weapon on you, and just make an attack. Only getting a 15 to hit. And the last one, that is right beside Paluto, is going to cast it's going to try to cast... it's gonna go for it. It's gonna try to cast Hold Person on you, Pluto.
No.
I need a Wisdom saving throw.
And I get advantage on this still.
As long as you have the hit points.
Oh baby. Okay, hold on. Let's just rewind here. So I rolled a 3 and a 2, but I'm gonna use Indomitable.
Do you also have lucky?
No, he is Indomitable because he's a fighter.
But I also have lucky. But I also have Indomitable. Like I have all of it.
Yeah.
So I re-rolled. I got a with bonus 23.
Okay, you are not held. They despite trying to give you a hug, they do not hold you. They do not. They do not hold you as a person. So with that, we go. You otherwise would have been held, quite closely. We other guys go back
here.
to the top with King Willie.
I think I only have one thing to do here, and that is to grab one of my superior healing potions and drink it in the midst of combat.
All right.
As I get stabbed multiple times, I grab a potion and chug it back, and superior is 30, right?
I believe it's 40.
40. Oh, that's nice. And, yeah, that's, what else can I do? Can I do anything as a bonus action? Bonus actions.
You're rogue, right?
And lots of options.
You got some cunning actions to
Yeah, I'm just
disengage.
looking at that. Okay, I'm going to cunning action disengage.
Run away!
And I'm going to...
Brave King William valiantly ran away.
I'm now on the wall of this building with my spider slippers working my way up.
All right. As you dodge that, you see the man on the ground who was killed by Pluto's javelin of lightning. And as the last breath gasps out of his mouth, there is a moment where his body shudders and convulses. And you see his flesh begin to wither away as you catch just the ghostly glimpse of his spirit drawn into the delirium crystal on his chest with a flash of brilliant light. The desiccated body begins to crumble away as the golden delirium shard glows brightly in what remains of the corpse.
Huh.
So it didn't become an awful creature.
Anything else that you want to do with your turn, Wilhelm?
Nope. I'm good.
Theo, it's your turn.
All right. I'm just going to take some more shots at Dakota. Here I go. 20 to hit.
That is a hit. Bang on.
Okay, and I'm going to, since I had advantage, I'm going to use my...
Yeah, Veo. Feel those dice.
$35 damage.
Oh. Well, there goes that 20 points he healed. And then some, but he still stands.
And I have one more. And that is 23 to hit. For 25 damage.
As Wilhelm slips between the paladin and the axes of the other followers of the Falling Fire, the paladin turns around and leaves himself open for a moment, and you're able to land 2 arrows right into his jugular. Basically, the first goes into this jugular, and just like a expert archer that you are, the second shot goes also into the jugular, splitting the first arrow. And so these 2 arrows in his neck, and as the blood shoots out of him, there's this flash as the delirium shard absorbs his soul, and the rest of his body crumbles like dirt.
And I say, I reiterate, the king gave you an order. And then I'm going to use my cunning action. Can I hide on the other side of this?
Yeah, but they still know that that's the direction you went, right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna duck down behind.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yep.
Like hands and knees, like bow sideways. Like,
it'll give you total cover at the very least.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. With that, Paluto, it's your turn.
I raise Ignatius into the air igniting the holy sword, and I point it at Flamekeeper Anita.
And she says, "You are truly cursed who wields a righteous blade for such evil."
And I say, I will purge you if you do not leave this place at once.
She doesn't appear to hesitate.
And I begin the purging. I get a 21 to hit.
It's a hit.
For 24 damage.
Okay.
Second attack. 23 to hit.
Oof.
Beginning the purge. That was a good one. You're not gonna like this one. 39 damage.
Ow.
Nice.
And then final 29 to hit. For 30 damage.
I can't survive that, so what happens?
So Ignatius, I begin with across her chest and torso. I drive the Ignatius into her right thigh, and then I bring it up and then drive it straight into her chest. And I stand over her as I continue to drive it back into
and her
into the
body
ground.
crumbles into like dirt and mud as the delirium shard ignites with golden light in her body and gently falls to the ground.
And I look at the other fanatics and I go, I will harvest every one of you if you do not leave this place.
Undeterred, the four of them cry out, "Vengeance!" And turn towards you, Pluto, surrounding you, like so. And all four of them are going to attack you. The highest of these is a 21. 21
hits.
21 hits, and then of the next batch, I get a 23 and a 25 and a 20.
20 hits.
Okay, so
Amazing.
I get 3 hits in total. With all these guys. So that's going to be max damage, so 16 damage, 11 damage, and 11 damage. So total of 38 damage from the 3 hits.
11. And I absorb it with my body.
Alrighty. The other 3... the other 3 cultists... sorry, that's just their stat block, but I guess you can call them cultists if you want to. They're used to it.
It's very discriminatory.
Yeah.
It paints with a broad brush.
It is quite discriminatory. She is going to try casting Hold Person on you again, Pluto. And the other... Yeah, I guess the other will try casting Hold Person on Wilhelm as well. So wisdom saves from both of you.
No more advantage. I'm going to use my second version of a double. I got a 2.
Okay.
It's not going to be enough.
I'm going to use another luck point
Okay.
because I rolled a 4.
Will a 14 get me there?
It will.
Will a 15 get me there?
It will.
Oh.
The last one then will simply cast. We'll go for Guiding Bolt on you, Wilhelm.
Nah, no thank you.
Yeah, that's definitely a no thank you. That's going to be a 9 to hit. The Guiding Bolt just sails right past you.
I don't know. I'm on the
You
wall.
don't even need
so
to dodge it. Yeah, I missed very badly.
It hits the wall beside me, and I'm like, haha. Yeah, that's what I do. I say, haha.
All right, top of the round, Veo. Or
Isn't it?
Wilhelm, sorry.
Wilhelm.
All right. While I'm running up the wall, I actually see the changing of the tides, and I run along the wall, and then jump towards this this spellcaster.
You just call him a cultist. Look,
This
we've
cultist.
already been there. We've already opened that door.
Yeah. Why are we trying to be nice? It's
You cultist. You
Yeah,
follower.
I jump off the wall and I yell, "Die, cultist, scum!" And now we're just going for it.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah.
Even me. I'm like, oh, no, man. They're devoted. Okay, they're not just.
Oh, I crit. I crit with a sneak attack.
I definitely
Stupid
can't survive
cultist.
that with this guy.
Uh,
What happens?
So
You can roll the
I-
damage if it makes you happy,
Yeah.
but
Oh, it's gonna.
You know,
make
that's a
him-
lot of math, but
Yeah.
no, you're right. I do. What's okay? Actually, wait. I have this written down, so I have to do less math.
Kelly, yeah, you know it. You know it.
Rapier with sneak attack is 49. 59.
That's fine.
60.
so you killed them
65.
twice over. They only have 32 hit points, so they're
That's somewhere around 80 damage.
You're in the mid 80s.
with the vicious
yeah.
blow, with the vicious stab, right through their heart.
I jump off the wall and like the like I take a run along the wall with my spider slippers or boots. They're boots. And I leap and like corkscrew in the air, a la the Emperor in the prequel trilogy. And I do like a full like 360 corkscrew and drive my blade. They're standing like next to a cart.
No
I,
scope
like-
360.
Yeah, I like knock them off the ground with the force of the blade and land on my feet, pulling the blade from their their body.
And it's just and as you pull the blade from their body, they give way like mud and dirt, leaving behind only their clothing and the golden delirium shard after the flash of light as their spirit is absorbed.
And as I flick the blood off my blade, I yell another time in an attempt. I say, "Stand down, leave with the souls of your fallen, and depart these streets."
They want to die, Wilhelm.
And next we go to Veo.
I peek back over and I say, "Well, he warned you." And sorry, is this one still around?
Yep.
Okay, I aim at that one. Ooh. Yep, that's a 19 plus, so 27 to hit.
Yep.
And can I choose not to use sneak attack on that one?
You can't sneak attack that one.
I have advantage.
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, you can choose not to.
Okay.
Yeah.
For now, I will do 26 damage.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's still alive.
They survive. Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm gonna do 15 to hit.
That is still a hit. These
Okay,
ones,
I
yeah.
will. I'll
Nice.
take the sneak attack damage off that one,
Just to be sure. Yep.
just to be sure.
Poor thing.
You shoot them down on the streets.
Yeah, yeah. 33 damage.
Yep. Anything else from you, Veo?
Nope.
And Paluto.
I begin the purge. So I'm gonna aim for the hold person.
Yep.
The hold person.
The hold. I'm gonna aim for their whole person. With a 19 to hit. For 10, 15, 20, 28 damage.
Oh, okay. Still standing, but barely.
Again. that was cocked. 23 to hit. Or, 5,
She's slain.
17, 19,
Yeah.
20, 29 damage. And I turn to one of these fools. This one, just because they are off on their own a little bit,
Mhm.
and I want to make it more visually stimulating. Go with a 32 to hit. For only 15 damage. Oh, sorry. 30 damage. Where did I get 15? I just stopped counting after the D6.
All right. That does slay him.
I slam down and I stand strong.
With a divine fury in their eyes, even though the others around them have fallen, they make their final attacks, getting a 22 to hit,
Ow.
a 20 to hit,
Ow.
and a 23 to hit
Ow.
for
Wow.
12, 9, and 15 damage.
Yeah, they did some work there.
You didn't
Admirable.
use your shield in your room.
Yep.
Not yet. We have bigger fish to fry.
That's true, we do.
Big Linda's a fish?
It's scaly.
If each of you want to roll there's 3 left, 3 to take down. I think the 3 of you can do this. Do you dispatch them? And if so, how does each of you dispatch your quarry?
Come up behind them.
As they're fighting Pluto, I run up behind this one and do I grab their mouth and jam the rapier through their spine, and just miss Pluto's face with the edge of the rapier, and then pull it back out and throw him to the ground.
And Veo, what do you do to the one in the middle?
I imagine they raise their weapon to hit Pluto, and just an arrow comes through the back of their eyeball.
And Pluto?
I on the upswing, I take off their right leg with Ignatius, and then I again come down and I just drive it through their chest.
Their tattered weapons and armor remain amongst piles of dust and dirt, and 10 glowing golden delirium cards. As Ophelia Reed and Elias Drexel step out of the woods, Drexel says, "Well, that could have gone a lot worse."
Could have gone a lot better. We could have avoided this if they had listened.
They're not at this stage. They're furious. We've had word in already from patrols that if they don't get their way, they fight.
Well, it appears that any secrecy we had about our plans has already been revealed to Lucretia Matthias somehow, which is deeply concerning, as that puts us at extreme odds with her immediately.
I walk up to Ophelia and I just say, don't think we enjoyed doing this in any way. This seems oddly familiar to what we had to experience at the hands of the Silver Order, and it leaves a hole in our hearts.
You did what you had to do, but I know that it didn't feel right to do it. I know. Anita
I want to retrieve
and Dakota, they used to be with us in the Silver Order. The 2 of them left the Order when Theodore was killed, and there were quite a few of the original group of the Silver Order Knights that when we lost, they went and joined with Lucretia Matthias. She's got a bunch of real good, devoted people with her now. People who thought the faith failed them, and that Lucretia Matthias' message must be the one of truth. if things were to go down that way. But it
Listen.
gives me no joy to do this.
They believe what they believe, and you believe what you believe, and you all feel so strongly about it. But the rest of us are here caught in the middle just trying to survive. And that's what we've done today. Survived.
It pains me greatly to have to dispatch these people when our qualms are with Lucretia Matthias. Her people are just following her lead, and if it was up to me, we would just bring in Lucretia Matthias and all of these folks could leave Drachenheim peacefully, but sadly I don't see it going that way.
She has misled them so deeply. Lucretia Matthias, when I knew her, she was my mentor. She was the one who taught me how to channel the flame years ago in Illyria. If it weren't for her, I don't know if I would even be where I am today. And knowing that someone who was so wise, who was so brilliant, could mislead so many people over what she thinks is right, it does give me some doubt. But look at this. Look at what she's convinced them to do. You saw what just happened. It was like their spirits got sucked right out of their body, and they were in those crystals.
From everything I know about delirium, and everything I know about Lucretia Matthias, I don't want to call her crazy or assume that she doesn't have shreds of truth within her beliefs, but we have all seen firsthand what delirium can do to people, to creatures, to this world. We've heard the reports of Sebastian Crow touching the delirium hard, what he saw. What he saw and what Lucretia Matthias saw are the same thing, but they have taken very different approaches, and these people will follow her to the end, and unfortunately our goals just do not align. I think delirium should be wiped off this earth if we are to save it. Unfortunately, that puts us at odds with those who believe that this world apparently should be destroyed in order to save something else, and I just can't grasp that.
Right. She can't be right. Even if these people, when the saints all tell us that when we die, if we have lived a righteous life, that the sacred flame will guide our spirits through the Shadowlands to the place where dawn breaks over the shadows. And in that place, that is where we join the sacred flame. That is where all of our spirits become a chorus of light that drives back the darkness of our world. If Lucretia Matthias is convincing people to trap their spirits in delirium, no matter how righteous they are, their spirits cannot join the flame. What she is doing is darkening our world, not bringing light to it. It's sick. It's a perversion of everything we hold dear. What should we do with these shards? There's people's spirits in there.
Maybe Ophelia, maybe if we take them, maybe through your process of destruction and the cleansing of the delirium, you may find a way to release these souls back to where you want them to go.
Maybe. I worry that I wouldn't want to harm their spirits. What if it breaks them? What if it sends them like lost souls forevermore? I know that they made the wrong choices, that they sided with the wrong people. But does that mean that they should be destroyed in spirit too?
No, but I would, for me at least, I would rather be free and lost and maybe find my way home than to be trapped.
Right. That's grim business. I guess we better move forward, though.
Maybe we can take the. I mean, these belong to you, and I want to gather up the robes of the Flamekeeper and the Paladin armor.
That's theirs. Leave it with them. But there's not even anything left that I can give them last rats to.
Delirium and see if something can happen. At least you can try.
Very well.
I'm not a very religious person. I respect the flame, which is why I appreciate having you here, Ophelia. But at the end of the day, what I stand for, what I believe in, is trying to do what's right for this nation, this continent, and this world. And I don't see delirium as something that's very helpful for this world, and I don't see a group of people who believe that destroying this world is the right path as something worth following. So I appreciate your guidance, and I believe you should hang on to these golden delirium pieces and decide what you think is best to do with them.
Very well. I shall. Wilhelm, I don't harbor you any ill will. I can tell you're just trying to do what's right. I hope that the sacred flame will guide you.
I will tell you that I have worshipped to the flame. I have prayed to the flame. I may not be a flame keeper or a missionary or an acolyte or anything of that sort, but the flame did hold presence in Kesselholm, and it's part of my life and my family. Again, I'm not a regular churchgoer, but I respect the flame. And I would like to hold on to the idea that if I do die, I can become one with something greater, and I do believe that. So you may not see me as a devout worshiper or anything like that, but I want you to know that the flame's always been something that I've looked to with admiration.
That's good. That's good. Well, we best keep moving, she says, as a strange roar echoes in the distant pounding. And that's where we'll leave it for the night.
Oh, that's what she sounds like.
Thank you so much once again. What a wonderful game session. We did discuss during the break that we may be back. We may have an opening. We'll see how we feel after Gen Con, that we might be back on the 9th of August. So we'll check that. Otherwise, we'll be back on the 16th. But we'll be off next week as well. But a big thank you to... So check the schedule. We'll confirm that before we do, just to let everyone know that there might be a change in plans. But a big thank you to Kelly, Jill, and Joe for their amazing gameplay tonight.
And a huge thank you to Kyle for all of the hard work that he is constantly doing behind the scenes. Thanks, Kyle. We miss you. I miss your beautiful hand. And a big thank you to... What? And a big thank you to our Dungeon Master, Monty Martin. Got to see some terribly traumatic action tonight that was very, very unfortunate, but very fun. And, got to use my new armor to not do anything.
Great effect.
But thank you so much for running a great game tonight. A lot of fun. We're getting into the thick of it now. I think lines are being drawn, whether we're ready for that or not, but it had to happen at some point. So here we are.
Indeed.
And in our game tonight,
sorry you got smitten so hard there, Will.
Yeah, you learned the true righteousness.
I have been smitten. I was smitten.
Yeah.
I was smoteth.
So smitten.
So smitten by those kitten mittens.
Well, in our game tonight, we do use a variety of incredible assets produced by talented artists, and they have graciously given us permission to use them in our streamed games. But you can use them at your home games too, and we encourage you to check out and support some of these amazing creators. Roll20 is our virtual tabletop. We had some really great maps today created by Monty in Dungeon Draft using assets from Venatus Maps or the official maps, which you can get in the Drachenheim map pack. So check that out. It's currently available for the download, and tokens from the official 5e source books were used with the Roll20 with custom tokens using artwork from the Dungeons of Drakkenheim. So I hope you're all using your lovely digital assets from the Kickstarter.
Of course, don't forget to look at the links below for our Teespring store. You can find all of your favorite Dungeon Dudes shirts. Check out bit.ly/Dungeon Dudes merch.
We have an amazing Patreon community that helps make our work possible. A huge thank you to all of you out there on Patreon. We couldn't do this without you. Thank you so much. If you enjoy our work, please consider becoming a patron of our show. You can find the links in the description below.
We also have a phenomenal Discord community that is exclusive for our patrons. So if you are joining us on Patreon, make sure to hop on our Discord and chat with all of us about everything D&D, everything Drachenheim. You can also join in on our monthly writers' rooms and our monthly Q&A, or mostly monthly Q&As. We've had a busy few months, but we're getting back to them soon. Promise. And you can definitely help us with deciding future topics for videos, discussing the rankings of our classes and subclasses and all of that, as well as just jump into the Drachenheim spoiler chat to talk about the latest episode and all the crazy things going on in the show. So join us on Discord.
And finally, we have our next Kickstarter project launching on August 15th. So be sure to check us out, Sebastian Crow's Guide to Drachenheim, coming to Kickstarter. Follow us on the show's socials so you can get notified when the project goes live. For those of you that backed our first Kickstarter campaign, the last leg of the shipping journey is there. Every order has all shipped, and from what we understand now, it is basically either in the hands of couriers coming towards you or held up in some sort of border situation, which we've been hoping that things get pushed through very, very quickly.
It's coming.
It's coming. It's the very last leg. So we love hearing all the news of everyone who's gotten their set from Dungeons of Drakkenheim, and we are so excited to have your support once again with Sebastian Crow's Guide to Drachenheim when it launches in just a few weeks. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you soon as we decide fate of Drachenheim.